So my firing is for the Los Angeles Dodgers ownership and management for not only bringing these people in, but honoring the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. And if you've been living in a cave or under a rock this last 2 months, right? It's June, it's Pride Month. I don't have issues with that. I don't have issues with the sisters. If you want to dress up, and if you don't know who they are, they're a group. They started in 1979, right? They claim, well, they're men. They're men, transvestites, homosexuals. They say there's women, there's men. There's a whole array, right? But they're very popular in the gay community and trans community. And they claim that they help with charities. They've raised money for Katrina. I did my fucking research. I watched a ton of shit just because I wanted to, if I'm going to fire someone, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to figure out what the hell's going on here. So it's very disturbing, right? And like I said, let's preface this with saying that this is freedom of speech. If you want to do that whole thing, if you want to mock religion and put makeup on your face and mock nuns, whatever you want to do, I'm all for it, right? That's on you. But you have to expect some backlash if you make fun of Christians, religions, Jesus Christ. I mean, they do these like art shows. One of them was where, they had Jesus on a crucifix with the dude lap dancing all over his ass. Very disturbing. So the issue was that they were invited and they were going to honor them. Then Dodgers, I thought, rethought it. They uninvited them, and then they doubled down. I guess they got some heat from I don't know who, and they re-invited them. So the Dodgers are re-inviting the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, which is freaking a freaky name to begin with. And a lot of people are pissed off about it, Eddie Money. Blake Trinan has come out and said, this is not what I'm about. I'm a devout Christian. These people make fun of my religion. Bishop Barron came out against it. It's just very disturbing. And for me, if you guys don't know my background, I am a hardcore Dodger fan. I don't need to get back into the whole thing, but I'm a real Dodger fan. And it goes back a generation. My dad, born in Puerto Rico, from Brooklyn, went to Ebbets Field. From Ebbets Field, we moved right outside of downtown LA. My mom worked at Dodger Stadium. My teachers worked at Dodger Stadium. I mean, Dodger Stadium is my backyard. So this is very near and dear to my heart, this issue. And it's very freaking disappointing that the Dodgers would do this. And so I have a couple questions, Rafa, because it's disturbing to me. Why would they do this? Doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
But why is everyone doing everything? You had Bud Light, you had Target, now you have the Dodgers, you have all these companies that they're just, catering to the alphabet.
Yeah,
Chappelle would call them, right?
Alphabet Mafia is what everyone's calling them, right?
Right.
So,
and it's like you said, you can be whatever the fuck you want.
Freedom
just
of
don't
speech.
shove it down people's throat is the problem. And for a place like Dodger Stadium, where you have families that go there with their kids,
Latino families
that are mostly Catholic,
and,
yes.
and devout Catholics.
Yes. And you go there, and then what's the same thing they're doing in schools? It's the same thing.
So here's my thing, right? Like, if I come on this podcast, freedom of speech, I'm doing this podcast, and we're in Southern California, big Laker, and I'm going to talk shit about Kobe Bryant, saying he did this. I know that I am going to get backlash. I am going to be called fat. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm an idiot.
We've seen it happen.
We know firsthand. So, it's upsetting because this is, let's say this, if the Dodgers, or let's say if this group mocked Judaism.
They wouldn't do it. The Jews wouldn't allow it.
They would not allow that shit.
No.
Shout out to the Jewish people and religions, because they have their shit straight.
They don't allow shit like that.
They have their shit straight. They don't not to get all into it, but I do a lot of work in Beverly Hills, and if you pass by a Jewish school, it's like Fort Knox. No one's coming in there and shooting that school up. They have their shit on lockdown. Their airlines, I do a lot of work at their airlines, 24-hour security. The people, they're in business with each other. I love how they take care of it. What's our favorite jeweler from Miami? Has his shit locked down.
Yeah.
Luxury jewelers.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of how
G-Lux.
How they lock their shit down. Let's say if this Sisters of Perpetual help mock Muslims.
That would never happen.
Do you think the Dodgers would have them?
No, but those are groups, and Catholics are just, they're not as I'm gonna say problematic.
Well, let's say
they're
this.
not as problematic as the other people. They're not gonna go out and fucking sit there and.
I follow
protest.
I follow this one Hispanic podcast. It's called the Bueno podcast. Shout out to the Bueno podcast. It's a bunch of young guys from all different Mexican, El Salvadorian. But I watched something interesting at the Grammys, and one of the guy brought up. I saw a clip about it, and he's like, "Dude, like Hollywood and this whole thing, it's starting to be a movement against Catholics, Jesus, and." So they showed these clips of this country singer winning an award. He goes up. He's like, I just want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And it was almost a gasp. Like, oh
my God.
Yeah, like there was like 2 claps, right? And then they show Sam Smith's a performance with a trans and the whole scene is set in hell, all red.
It's all red, right? Yeah.
And these people from Hollywood lost their shit. They're like, yes!
It was iconic,
like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But this is what is going on. Like, the hate towards, and like you said, Christians are not fighting back, or they don't make a big stink about it. Finally, a bishop he's called for a boycott of the Dodgers. I just don't understand where you want to take this. I'm all about inclusion, by the way. Do whatever the hell you want. As long as you're not breaking the law, I don't care what the F you're doing in your bedroom. If it's legal, I'm cool with that. As long as you're not hurting people, I don't tell you what I'm doing, right? I'm cool with it. That's on you. I'm not saying, and by the way, in baseball, everyone's included. It's the most inclusive sport. I mean, people from all over the world.
There's Japanese.
There's no other sport, professional sport, that has more.
Well, besides football, soccer.
Oh, okay.
Besides that, but yes.
There's not that many Americans in good football.
Well, they play,
I'm talking about the highest league.
Right.
There's 2 Americans in the Premier League.
Well, there's more, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I pretty much get the
it's the most inclusive sport.
It's very inclusive, yes.
Japanese, Asian, Dominican, Central America, Mexico, Canadians,
South Americans, yeah.
I mean, baseball is inclusive. I don't understand where the Dodgers are taking this and why they would do this. Listen, if you guys haven't seen them, they do this shock thing that they dress up like a, some would say scary. Like, I guarantee you,
they're like scary nuns, right?
Yeah. Well, some try not to be, but everyone's afraid of clowns, right? And they dress up as nuns and they paint their face. They look scary. I think if I brought my granddaughter to this game, she would have nightmares. And why would the Dodgers get involved in something like this? It doesn't make any sense to me, man. And
Eddie, they're trying to please what all the big companies are doing. They're not all the big companies are doing, and they're paying the price. Now, will the Dodgers pay the price? Is yet to be seen. This weekend they play the Yankees, and I'll be honest with you, the Dodgers, they're the only team that should never do shit.
100%.
Because people still come. You know what? You want to give a bobblehead once in a while? Don't give out a Max Muncy bobblehead.
Yes.
What the fuck has he done? I want a bobblehead. You know what? Do a bobblehead. Vince Scully, you've done it. Do it again. You did a little Mike. Do that shit again. Vince Scully, Campanella, Sandy Koufax, Kershaw, Cy Young, whatever. All those guys. You can do that. But you don't need to have, Cuban Heritage Day, Mexican Night, this
USC,
and that. They don't need that
UCLA.
shit. People go no matter what. The Angels need to do that shit.
Not only that, Rafa, the Dodgers have led the league attendance for 9 straight effing years.
They're over 3 million, right?
Over
Close to
3.
4?
They've done over 3 million for 11 years.
It's crazy.
Other than COVID, right? Which, I mean, that doesn't count. Although the championship counts.
I was there. I saw it. I saw it.
They're the one team that doesn't need to do this bullshit.
Absolutely, 100%.
They don't need
to cater to anybody.
to cater to anybody.
No.
It doesn't make, like, if you're the Angels, have this shit. If you're the A's, go over there and let them put a free show on between the
100%.
3rd, 6th, and 9th inning.
They can do it every inning.
They could do it every inning. You're the Dodgers. Why would you put a divisive force or divisive group in the middle of this? It makes no sense to me.
It's the inclusion to include everyone. And it's stupid because everyone's already included. They are the ones who exclude themselves from shit. Oh, no, it's because... Dude.
It doesn't make any sense. So where does the inclusion stop, Rafa? Like, I don't...
At this point, it's not even stopping. Cal Berkeley had an all-black graduation this week. An all-black graduation for their black students. Please explain that shit to me.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't stop anywhere at this point. It literally has been getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
I don't get the whole inclusion part because everyone's included. It's a beautiful thing about baseball, right? It doesn't make any sense.
It's a beautiful thing about this country is that everyone is included.
Yes.
You may try and make yourself a victim, but there are no actual laws that say, hey, if you're gay, you can't come into this place.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that.
It doesn't.
It doesn't say that. So doesn't say it anywhere.
You know, the fact that they lead the league in consecutive attendance for 9 freaking years, that's why I'm firing this promotions department. What graduate from freaking what school
Berkeley
said this is a good idea, and it just doesn't make much sense to me because like
Kershaw said something, right?
Well, Kershaw,
I thought I heard something.
He said that he doesn't he wouldn't disrespect any religion and doesn't see the point of it.
Right, but
a bunch of guys have come out, but you know what Kershaw did, which I don't agree with as well. Everyone loved him for that, and Kershaw's a leader. I respect him. He got the Catholic Christian night brought back because of this, which to me, it just adds to the freaking problem. We want less religion, less sex. It's baseball, people. It's baseball. It's the purest thing in America. And listen, baseball's had its problems, right? And like America has had its problems. They say baseball is the mirror of American history. And
but Eddie, everyone does it. The NBA does it. The NFL does it.
Maybe I take it personal because this is my squad.
Because it's your team.
It's my team, and the fact that I wouldn't be able to take my grandson or my grandkid to this game, now I'm not included.
Oh, and you're going to hear people, well, it's probably before the game, so you can get there late. That's not the point. That's not the point. Well, you don't say shit when mariachis or whatever. They shouldn't have that either.
They shouldn't. Listen, if you haven't been to a Dodger game, it's kind of crazy. Between innings, there's on the scoreboards, there's 64 gold Impalas. I mean, they know their audience. They know their audience. Micheladas, tequila.
Obviously, they don't know their audience now.
But here's the thing. Listen, people love micheladas. People love tequila. Anyways, they don't need to have Mexican Heritage Day. They don't need to have Hispanic Heritage Day for Dodger Stadium. Maybe the Angels do. Maybe these other squads. Maybe you need to have dollar beers. Maybe you need to have $2.50 hot dogs. But the Dodgers
would
don't.
Never do that. They would never do that in Orange County.
Well, I mean,
they would never. Orange County would shut the whole shit down.
It just doesn't make sense to me. And how do we fix this, Rafa?
You can't fix it. You can't fix it. There's no fixing this.
Man,
this is unfortunately it's the new normal. You see it in fucking everything. You know that every fire station was asked to fly the pride flag except on June 14th, which is the
Juneteenth.
No, June 14th is I think National Flag Day maybe or something.
I don't know.
So they have to fly the American flag, but they're gonna fly and that day they're still gonna fly the pride flag.
I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with anyone's sexuality. I don't have a problem with anyone's
but that's
religion.
The thing. That's fine. No, there's no problem with anybody. You want to be gay, you want to be this, you want to be that, that's fine. Why the fuck do you need a flag? Why do you need a day? Why do you need a month? You're not excluded from anything. You exclude yourself from these things. Like, when is Latino History Month? And when is Latino Month?
Do we know that? Is that a thing?
Is that even a fucking thing?
I think it is.
Is it? Do they wear shirts in the NBA for it or no?
They do. They do jerseys.
September 15th, October 15th.
October 15th. The NBA is not even in. Dude, they do jerseys like on.
They do the Los Lakers.
Yeah,
and they
that's
do the
stupid.
That was a while ago, though.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
That's stupid. All those things are stupid. When you do shit like that, you're excluding yourself from the normal people, the day to day, the everyone. This is America. Everyone here is included in everything. Nobody's told they can't do anything.
That's the beautiful part about America.
Now you bring this on, and it's Pride Month and blah blah. Did you see in hockey a bunch of players on their they were doing Pride nights? They were like, we're not wearing those sweaters. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna stop. I don't think it's gonna stop, and it's obviously not gonna stop the Dodgers.
Listen, a lot of people are gonna argue with me, and they're gonna have their other points. But this is America. We have this podcast to share our opinions. I've talked to a lot of people. It doesn't make any sense. You invited a group that is very, very offensive. There's 70 million Catholics just in the United States. And I'm not...
They all live in California. Downtown LA, the motherfuckers.
I'm not going to go into some of the other horrible offensive shit that this group has done. By the way, I don't care if you do it or not. It's freedom of speech.
Just not at Dodger Stadium.
I'm all for it. I'm upset because someone higher up said, yeah, this is... I don't understand the thought process behind it. I do not understand it. And
I think when you do anything for just one group of people, you're excluding everyone else. At any point. Oh, this place is for this, that, blah, blah. You're just excluding everyone else now. And unfortunately...
I went to UCLA night. I don't like UCLA. I was very upset about it.
That's not what I'm talking about.
No, it is the same shit.
No.
Why is there a UCLA night? Why is there a USC night? You know, listen, I'm all about honoring heroes from the military, which they do at Dodger Stadium. I'm all about honoring an Olympic medalist. I'm all about honoring a kid who won a track and field national championship.
Right.
A wrestling,
former players.
Austin O'Connor. They brought him to the White Sox. He threw out the first pitch. I'm all about
That's
he threw.
super cool.
That's fucking awesome.
It was amazing. He threw out the first pitch. I'm all about honoring people that have accomplished something great. And I'm not saying this group hasn't, but one thing I know this group has done is offended a whole entire freaking religion and mocked nuns. And then, so listen, I've out of the corner of my eye, my wife has been jumping up and down saying, what the hell are you doing? Listen, it is what it is. It's our show. We're going to say what we want. If you disagree, disagree. That's what this show is about. I am not against having conversations. If there's something, and listen, they've done good things, but they've also done bad things. So it's just my issue. This is my team, something that I hold very near and dear to my heart that has upset me. And I would feel like a hypocrite if I didn't talk about this.
I agree with you, but now this. Are people going to boycott the Dodgers? Are people going to
A bishop has come out and asked for it.
Well, he can ask for it. Are people going to do it? Is the thing. Because this weekend you have the Yankees there. Nobody's boycotting seeing Aaron Judge.
No games.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though.
That's what's so confusing to me is that you didn't need to do this. You didn't need, like, it'd be like me bringing a crocodile into my pool and be like, what? It's a beautiful crocodile, but now no one can swim. It doesn't, like, I didn't need to do that. The Dodgers didn't need to do this. Where does the inclusion stop? Are we going to have people with no felonies day? And then the people with non-violent felonies are going to be like, well, what about the day for non-violent felonies? I mean, where does this stop?
Never. It doesn't stop.
It's just going to keep on going.
It's going to keep on going.
It's mind-boggling. That's my take. Disagree, agree with me. I don't really care. I have a show and I'm going to talk about it, and that's what I wanted to talk about.